What's up, everybody? Mike from Dead Bricking here. Today, this is for you Harry Potter fans. Wanted to run through some numbers of sets that are, some of these are going back to 2018, like the Hogwarts Express, through 2020 sets, and see how have they performed already on Camel as far as return on investment, because quite a few of these are slated to retire the end of this year. Some of them, like the Hogwarts Express, are slated to retire at the end of 2022. But I wanted to look at some data and see how well have they done, to see if it'll give us an idea of how well they will do once they fully have retired. This is for fun. This is for entertainment. I thought it'd be cool to look at this data. I'm sporting my Lego Target collab shirt that I thought these were kind of neat. There's another one I got that I'll have to put in another video. But let's check out these numbers and see how well they have done. Some of them are odd as far as the numbers, but it is what it is. They're numbers and they can always change in the future. Let's get to it. Okay, so coming in at number 10, we got 75967 Forbidden Force Umbridge's Encounter. This set was released in 2020 and is slated to retire at the end of this month of December 20. It's got 253 pieces, retailed for $30, but you could easily pick it up for $24, if not probably cheaper than that at some point. And currently it just says temporarily out of stock on lego.com, so I'm not sure if they're going to be bringing it back for just a little bit more, considering supposedly it's retiring. But let's look at some numbers. You can see here it's sold as high as $75 on Amazon, but what I did was looked at the graph and kind of looked at that it sold for as high as $37 recently. So if you got it for $24, that's about a 54% return on investment, which isn't great. But granted, we got to remember these sets are still around, able to be picked up. They aren't retired yet. Okay, so coming in at number 9 is 75947 Hagrids Buck Beaks Rescue. This was a 2019 release set, and it has 496 pieces, retailed for $60, but you were easily able to pick this up for $48 in most stores. Heck, even a couple months ago, they were selling them for $30, 50% off on walmart.com. So you can see here that it sold as high as $99. But I just was conservative with the numbers, and you can see here it was roughly selling for about $65. So when I ran the math, that's a 64% return on investment, which is not good. But granted, this set just retired and still has time to grow. Okay, coming in at number 8, we got 75684 Privet Drive. For Privet Drive, I can't even say it. This set came out in 2020 and is slated to retire in 2023 from what Brick Fanatics says. I just think that will get bumped up to next year, but I could be wrong. Anyway, 797 pieces, retails for $70, but you should have easily been able to pick this up for $58. So you can see here it went for about $94. If you picked it up for $56, that's about a 68% return on investment. Coming in at number 7, we got a big one here, literally 75978 Diagon Alley. This set came out in 2020, still rolling, going to be around for another year or two, but wanted to throw it in there. It has 5,544 pieces and 17 minifigures. That's pretty cool. 15 unique to the set. Anyway, this set retails for $400. It is still out there to buy. I just wanted to show you some numbers on it so far. You can see here it's sold as high as $850 on Amazon, which to me is ridiculous when it hasn't really had any issues as far as stock. I guess here and there. Right now, everything Harry Potter, for the most part, is temporarily out of stock on lego.com. So I ran the numbers here at $800. That's 100% return on investment for a set that hasn't retired. Now, obviously, that's a huge set to invest in, but I wanted to throw the numbers out there at you. Okay, coming in at number 6, the Weasley Home, 75980 Attack on the Burrow. I think this one's actually a pretty cool little set, but this one did come out. This is a 2020 release, 1,047 pieces, and it retails for $100. And I have not seen this one any cheaper than that. I believe it's a Target exclusive. Here you can see on Camel, it's sold as high as $200, which is pretty good for it being a $100 set. Obviously, that's a 100% return on investment, but still, that's not that bad at all. And I think that this set will do pretty good once it retires. It seems pretty unique. I guess they all are kind of unique when it's Harry Potter. Anywho. Okay, coming in at number 5, yes, 75955 Hogwarts Express. Just because it's number 5 right now doesn't mean it may be number 1 later on. But anyway, we're going with what we got. So this set retails for $80 and it came out. This is a throwback. This came out in 2018 and it is still rolling. I think because it's a train and it's Harry Potter, that they're going to continue to milk it for as long as they can. Currently, I believe it's slated to retire next year, so we still got a little more time on this one as well. The good thing about this one is you should have been easily able to pick it up for $64. A majority of the time, you might have been able to find it for a little bit cheaper on some deals here and there or stacking discounts, but for the most part, it was running about $64. Here you can see on Camel, it's sold as high as $200. I ran the numbers conservatively around $130. Which if you run that with the $64 that you bought it for, you're looking at about 103% return on investment. Obviously, these numbers aren't sexy, but they're not meant to be because this stuff is still being able to be bought, most of them at least. Coming in at number 4, we got 75957, the Night Bus. Yes, it's still hanging around like a relative at your Christmas party in a couple weeks that doesn't want to leave, and they don't get the hint. It's a 2019 set with 403 pieces, sold for $40, but you could have easily picked it up for $32, if not $30. They were selling it like $28 or $30 at the beginning of this year. Here you can see on Camel that it sold as high as about $69. You can see a couple of peaks over here. It's currently going for 58, which is not bad at all. But when I ran those numbers, that's about 130% return on investment, which is not bad for a set that's pretty much gone. But maybe Lego will have a few more come out. I went on and just put the out of stock alert on there. I might pick up a couple more. Okay, coming in at number 3, which is odd, but hey, just take this with a grain of salt. These are just current numbers and the way I'm running them. But 75966, Hogwarts Room of Requirement, which is it's a neat little set. This is a 2020 set that is slated to retire at the end of this year. 193 pieces, retails for $20, but you can find it pretty much anywhere for $16 and have been able to for quite a while. But when I went over here to Camel, I was kind of shocked. It sold as high as $44. Now that was last year around Christmas, so somebody got lucky and paid. Well, somebody got lucky selling it. Somebody didn't get having to pay that much for it. So I rounded this one to around $37, which is 131% return on investment, which is not bad for this little $16 set that hasn't retired yet. So to me, it shows that it's got some potential. I wouldn't discount this one. I think it will do pretty good once it retires, but will it be an absolute winner? I don't know. Okay, coming in at number 2 is 75948 Hogwarts Clock Tower. Some of these just, I'll be honest, they don't make any sense, but I'm just running them based off the numbers that I see. But it's still a cool set. This is a 2019 set, so definitely there's some data there because it's been out for a couple of years. 922 pieces. This set retails for $90, but you could have easily got it for around $72. I actually picked one up for myself earlier this year. So it sold as high as $200, but I ran it for about $180. So if you bought it at $72, that's about 150% return on investment, which is not bad at all for a set that's slated to retire next year in 2022. Okay, and coming in at number 1, which might be my favorite, I don't know, it's hard to say, is 75979 Hedwig. Now, this set came out in 2020, June. I got one of these for myself. I've built it. It's a really nice little set, very intricate. You can turn this little handle here and he flaps his wings, which is a pretty cool detail. And also, if you don't want to get that, $200 or $250 UCS style one, whatever it costs, which I definitely would like to get at some point, it looks really nice. This for $40 is a really good deal, 630 pieces. And the one thing that's kind of cool about this one is it's a Barnes and Noble exclusive. So you're only going to be getting it there or Lego. And obviously you can see over here on Amazon, there is no Amazon price data because it's Barnes and Noble exclusive. So you can see here at its highest, it's already sold for $100, which if you got it for 40, because I haven't seen it on any discounts at Lego, you're not going to get it. And Barnes and Noble, you're probably not going to get it. And without any kind of discounts that you might have figured out, that's 150% return on investment, which was the same as the clock tower. But I put this one first because Out of all these sets, I think this one's going to be a clear winner as far as just being a great investment. The trouble is getting them stacked up. It takes time to build up. If you buy them you can only get this on lego.com right now. It's not in stores anymore, and you can only purchase two. So once you hit that limited two, you can't get any more unless you have other accounts or get family members to do them. Now, granted, you can go to Barnes and Noble and buy some, but I don't know if they'll cap you out at some point or not. But this one, I think, is going to be harder for people to hoard and build up inventory on, which I think is going to make it freaking awesome once it retires. One thing I wanted to hit real quick is just retirement list for Harry Potter. I like Brick Fanatics. If you Google retirement lists, retiring, Brick Fanatics usually has one for most of them, if not all of them. This one I really like. This is believe their most recent article. I was just looking at some different numbers, and you can see here the Great Hall, it retired in July. You can still get it out there for decent, but I saw it sell as high as $200 on Amazon. And not long ago, you were able to pick them up pretty easily on Walmart, especially for $80. That's 150% return on investment. Let's call it 6 months after it's retired at this point. That's pretty darn good, and hopefully it continues to climb. I can't wait to see what it's going to be this time next year. Then you can see a lot of these are slated to retire at the end of this month, December 2021. Hagrid's Hut I talked about. The Room of Requirement, Umbridge's Encounter. I didn't get into the Hogwarts Moments, Herbology, or Charms class. Those are readily available. You can find them anywhere for about $24 right now. But I've seen both of them selling for about as high as $50 during their lifespan over the last year or so. I think those books are going to do great. I got another video about them. The other two should be retiring next year, I believe. And then there's two more coming out, I think, in the spring. Whomping Willow is actually pretty much gone at this point. I don't see it anywhere. I believe it said it was sold out. And it's doing pretty good, but I think the Great Hall is going to do a lot better. And then some of these other ones I talked about, the Clock Tower, Hogwarts Express, Hedwig, Attack on the Burrow. Oh, here's the other two, Transfiguration and the Potions classes. So all of those are slated to retire at the end of next year. I would definitely put my money into these books. Those are going to be a collectible item. They're $24 a piece. Haven't really seen them much cheaper. And considering that these other two might be disappearing by the end of this year, I'm hoping they'll carry on a little bit into the beginning of the year to get me a few more. But I think they're going to do really well. Most people probably will want them all. Then a couple of them like 4 Privet Drive and the Astronomy Tower. Those are going to be around for a while. Diagon Alley. I wouldn't be shocked if that went a little bit longer. It's a big set. And you can see that the Hogwarts Castle is slated to retire next year. And this has been around since, I think, 2018 as well. Okay, there you have it. Top 10 Lego Harry Potter sets from 2018 through 2020 that potentially will do well once they retire. That order could change. Clearly, some of them may not make a whole lot of sense. I think the Hogwarts Express and the Night Bus are going to do phenomenal. Great Hall's already do well, and I think it's going to do even better. And I think Hedwig are the best ones out of all the options. Attack on the Burrow might be surprising. We'll see what happens. Those books, the two that are retiring this year, next year, and we got 2 more coming out next year. If that's a total of 6 at the end of all this, I don't know. I think those are going to do really good. Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Are you grabbing any of these sets to invest in? Do you have any of these for your personal collection, and what are your thoughts? If you're new here, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. It gets my information out to other people. I did do a video a week ago on Minecraft top 10 from 2019 to 2020 that you can check out here. Same format if you like it. Also, I'll drop a link to my previous one about 2020 Star Wars sets. That was a lot of fun and some good information there of indicators how well they'll do. Thanks for watching. Mike with Dead Breaking. I'm out.